Hey there, hey, and welcome to this Monday pod of Born to Be a Star. It is Monday, it's another day, and it's another opportunity for you to recognize your star power. I would like to designate this Monday podcast to my Aunt Laura. She is currently in the hospital trying to get better. Her health has been in a questionable state. I'm lucky enough to have a great aunt that is 98 years old, and I'm just so grateful to God that she is still here. I'm just praying that, God gives her an opportunity to be in a more comfortable position so she can enjoy, the rest of her days and the rest of her life in a more comfortable environment. I'm grateful for my family members, especially my cousin, and just our endless love for her because she is truly an amazing, incredible miracle. She was able to conquer breast cancer, and she's definitely somebody to look up to. Um, while I'm sad, I'm still grateful at the same time. It's been difficult to not just start crying and just be upset, but this is life. We've talked about it before, how some things can just happen and there's really not a way to explain it, but you have to continue to be positive and happy. And 98, that's an entire lifetime plus. So I'm very grateful for her. And it's great. Outside of the fact that that's happening, I started going to the gym this weekend. I went on Sunday, which was yesterday, and I had an amazing workout. I really became a part of an amazing gym. I started going to a gym called Anytime Fitness, and I like the setup that they have. I like that it's like a private gym, and I definitely want to take my health back. Did you know that you're a star wherever you are? Are you looking at your reflection in the mirror? Do you like what you see? Let's say those three mantras that we say every day to ourselves to ignite the passion that lives in us and ignites our star powers. Yes, we can. We can do anything. I joined the gym and I'm back into the shape I'm supposed to be in, and I'm going to eat healthy, and I am going to take my life back. Never give up. It doesn't matter how long it takes me. I'm going to conquer polycystic ovary syndrome. I am going to have children, and I'm going to do it. And why not today? That's why I joined the gym, because what am I waiting for? Why not today? What am I going to join the gym next year? I could be lazy and I could be like everybody else, and I have a Peloton in the house too, so I'm definitely going to be back on that too. I'm going to do a combination of the Peloton and the gym, and I'm really taking my life back, and you can too. Today is Monday, and why not today? Let's get to the next part of our conversation by tuning into one of the best parts of the conversation, which is, no media allowed, no media allowed, no media allowed, because they lie to us anyway. So, what happened this weekend besides Biden making a complete jackass out of himself? He still hasn't been to East Palestine, Ohio. Also, the House is doing an investigation, and it's really funny that these people can't answer questions, but they do things, and then they don't have a response for it. There's a whole lot going on in Washington, and no one's saying anything about it. I'll start this no media allowed out by saying Parmeet Jayapal, not her, the White House press secretary, that moron should go. Also, why does Pete Buttigieg still have a job? Just clearly, these people need to be removed from these positions, and it needs to happen. But the first part of the conversation on No Media Allowed is why they still hate Trump. Why do they hate Trump? Because it's easy to hate him. Now they're investigating why they went to his house like that. And they don't have any responses. And it's pathetic. Like, why did you go there? Why did you give them that order for them to do that? Why are you pretending like you didn't give that order and you weren't in power? Why are you pretending like you're not the department of the DOJ? Like, it's somebody else holding those strings. Like, seriously. It's pathetic. Like, these people are insane. And it never ends. It just feels like, what's next here? Like, how do you hate Trump to the point where you're willing to become some psychopathic person trying to act like he's somebody that he isn't? He's a man that has a lot of money, and you're just upset about that. Like, it's pathetic, and it's really annoying, and it's just, it needs to end. The entire 4 years that man was president, I know people didn't like what he was saying on Twitter, but I really don't care about what he was saying on Twitter because it didn't offend me, right? Like, I like his energy, and he did great ratings for all of the news stations because before he was president, no one paid attention to the news. And do you know why they keep talking about Trump? Because this isn't the first time I've said why they hate Trump. It's more like the millionth time I've said it. CNN and CNBC or WSNBC or whatever they are, and all the other stations, NBC and CBS and all these news stations that exist, they keep talking about Trump because he brings views, and they are desperate. And the majority of everything that they are saying is a lie, which leads me into the next part of my conversation, right? They hate women. It's Women's History Month, and Hershey decided it was a good idea to have some mentally ill man that thinks he's a woman as the main part of it. So trans women aren't women, they're men, okay? There's that. And here's another thing about women, okay? Women have babies out of their vaginas, right? An egg, the sperm goes into an egg, or they get artificially inseminated, or whatever happens, right? Women have children. They are mothers. They have body parts which differentiate them from men. The audacity of Hershey's to do that. I'm canceling any kind of candy I would ever buy for them ever. I'm boycotting them for the rest of my entire life. I'm going to be getting my candy from the grocery store that's not Hershey's, and I'll be buying some Daily Wire candy too. There's a website that you can go to called I Hate Hershey's where you can get candy there. Are they serious? Like, the majority of your base is women, and you thought it was a good idea to have some indoctrinating freak psychopath like the guy that steals women's clothes that worked for President Biden to be what you're broadcasting for Canada. Now, granted, this was Canada, but what makes you think this isn't going to happen in America? We need to boycott Hershey's. If you're listening to this, throw the candy out. If you're going to the store, don't buy it. Don't do it. Boycott. Boycott. It's not worth it. Outside of the fact that men are pretending to be women, do women have any value anymore? Because I'm starting to feel like being an actual woman is a problem. Like, seriously, I'm starting to feel like that. Like, I'm like somebody's trying to steal my value away from me because I have a vagina and I'm a female. Like, shouldn't it be incredible that women can conquer things and do things and succeed and beat goals and do amazing things? Shouldn't that be amazing? Because it doesn't feel like it is. It feels like it's in the way of trans activists. Like, there's so many different weird connections to the idea of a man trying to be a woman, including Black Lives Matter, which leads me to the next part of my conversation outside of the fact that it's Women's History Month. and Hershey's thought it was important to have a trans mentally ill person be the spokesperson for their brand's getting canceled. And they're going to be like the rest of the morons that have alienated their consumers. I don't need to eat your chocolate. There's other chocolate. And I might like Mr. Goodbar, but I won't be eating it. And I might like a lot of Hershey things, but I guarantee you I'll never buy it again. Just like I guarantee you I'll never go into Walmart. Just like I'll guarantee you I won't eat a lot of things or go to a lot of places. Because I'm serious. I will never go to Ben and Jerry's. I will never eat that ice cream. I've been boycotting them for a long time, and I will continue to do that. I am not going to give my money that I work really hard for to people that want to say stupid things. Just like how I boycotted the government of the United States of America by basically giving them like middle fingers and birds because they all suck. This is just the beginning. The Hershey's thing in Canada is coming to the United States of America. Before I get to the next part of my conversation, I was listening to Candace Owens' Friday edition of her podcast on Daily Wire, and she said something. She was talking about race, and it really struck me. She said her children are biracial, and she wants them to, she was answering a question. It was the question part of the podcast. You know, she answers questions from Daily Wire members. She was answering a question about race. And she was saying her children are biracial, so she's going to teach them, that, they're mixed with different things and they should love who they are. I am mixed with different things. I grew up knowing I was white and other races too. And I never felt any kind of way toward people that were white or Asian or Indian or any race or Chinese or Japanese or whatever it is. I never felt any kind of way. Remember a couple of weeks ago when I brought up the percentage of Vietnamese people here versus people that are from like Peru and like all these countries? I'm concerned that America has lost what America was because they continue to let people come over to this country and try to take away what America is. You shouldn't be able to come across the borders of the United States of America and indoctrinate us with things from your home country, because this isn't your home country, it's America. And I know people might not like what I'm saying, but it's true. I'm not going to Italy trying to act like Italy is America, because it isn't. And I'm not going to Istanbul and Peru and Dominican Republic or India or China or any other countries trying to indoctrinate them with Americanized things. I'm not trying to propagandize or commercialize their countries with American thoughts, because that's not going to happen in Iran and Iraq and all these like eighth world weird countries. That's not going to happen there. Like Albania is Albania. It's not the United States of America. And great. They want to talk about their test scores and they want to talk about all these things. That's great. But you're not in Albania. You're in America. So I'm tired of America losing its value and its identity for people who don't deserve it. Why are we allowing people to come to this country and they get to pray for whatever thing they want to pray for, but then you want to condemn the idea of a Catholic or a Christian? Are you kidding me? What are we really talking about? I'm not going to say a cuss word because I don't have a button to bleep it out yet, but the insanity behind that. You come into this country trying to indoctrinate us with what you're doing where you're from. No. And I have another message to people. February was Black History Month, but we live in a country where the predominant race isn't black. It isn't any other race outside of white. I'm sorry if you don't like that, but it's reality, okay? Let's face reality. You want to hinder the names and you want to condemn white men. And then you want to call white women's Becky's. And I'm not saying that some white women haven't acted a little concerning, right? But what exactly is white privilege? Because every white person doesn't have the same amount of money, doesn't have the same family members, and doesn't have the same things. Like, they don't. They don't. Okay? So Candace Owens really inspired me to bring up the fact that America can't lose America because foreign people want to come into our country and take it over. If you want to come into this country and you want to be American the correct way and you want to follow the steps for to become an American, there's a lot of steps that you have to do, then fine, right? But if you're trying to come over here illegally and you're trying to murder and kill people and rape them and create addicts for drugs and you want to work for the cartels, then you should automatically be deported. There shouldn't be a conversation about it. What are we talking about? This is insane. It's really insane that we've gotten to this point. The United States does have a problem with immigration, and until something happens really horribly, it isn't going to change. And it's likely not going to change with Democrats in power. We need to get them out of all power for anything to happen. And I know you might disagree with me because you might like Democrats, but think for a moment. What if you lived in a border town and your mom got raped? Your sister, your wife, your niece, your child. There's mothers that are missing children because they have fentanyl overdoses from border towns. And there's not enough for all these people coming here. And I'm sorry, but if you want to come to America, you need to earn your way in this country. You shouldn't just be given an opportunity. And I hate the idea that people say that foreign people work harder than Americans. That's a lie. You're saying that because you're trying to look for a way to help people that don't deserve our help. They're not our problem. I'm sorry you don't like where you're from. That's too bad. You can't come here and claim sovereignty or claim asylum and then not do anything because you don't pay taxes. So again, there's a serious problem here. Next part of the conversation, I wanted to pay some homage to Candace Owens, and I just did that. The left is clearly sick. They're insane. They're never satisfied. They're autocratic psychopaths. And the progressive crap that they do doesn't make any sense. And they're never happy. There's one thing that leads to 15 million other things that they want. There's never going to be medical for all in the United States of America. I don't want the government telling me what fucking doctor I can go to, okay? I like private doctors. I like my private dentist. I like pro health. And you know what? I want to decide what I'm going to do with my own goddamn body. I'm not going to no fucking government Medicaid doctor, okay? No, I don't want a state hospital. I'm not into that. If you are, good for you, but I'm not, right? I don't want that, right? I work at a job. I get taxed. So you're going to tax me, right? You're going to tax me and my husband. He's going to spend all this money for us to have private medical coverage. And then I'm supposed to feel bad for people that don't have that. If you want medical coverage and you want paid time off and you want all these amazing things at a job, then go find one. Why do I have to pay for you to have like some secret like time off of your job? Not every job has the same time off thing. It doesn't. If you want to be mad about that, that's not my problem. It isn't. Moving on to the next part of the conversation, inclusion is insane, but we know that already, and it doesn't make any sense because inclusion isn't actually inclusion. It's a delusion. It's insanity. These people have lost their minds. They have too much power, and we need to ignore them. And back to the trans thing, this isn't going to just be something we can ignore. We need to call these fuckers out. You're a man. Putting fake breasts on that aren't real doesn't make you a woman. Claiming that you have women feelings doesn't make you a woman. Gay men sexually abusing children and raping them doesn't make you a woman. And the idea that you want to put these freaks in a jail with a woman when they could potentially, again, rape and harm an actual woman is insane. Do you understand the insanity behind that? These people are sick. They need doctors. Like, this is why we need mental institutions. Why did they get rid of them? This is where these people belong. A mental institution. Have you ever heard of something called Arkham Asylum? It's from Gotham City from Batman. And that's where all these motherfuckers belong. Like, There's countless children getting raped and killed and molested and trafficked. There's a serious problem in this country with the idea that you want to allow these ungodly freaks to have all this say and all this power. They don't deserve shit. Nothing, not a fucking thing. You're not a woman with a penis, okay? You're not. And that freak that was in New York that was doing cats or something, and now he's on TikTok. And he wants to talk to the President of the United States of America. Hey, girl. He is having fun. He's not serious. And he had surgery because he wants to look more like a woman, and you're going to give him time. TikTok is another problem in itself. We're going to talk about that another day. These people are sick. Moving on to the next part of the conversation, the view isn't the view. We know the view isn't the view. We know the view is crazy. So, Whoopi Goldberg, please leave and never come back. That would be great. Moving into the next part of our conversation, let's tune into some tea talk. It's green tea today because it's Monday and I'm just feeling like that's going to taste good, so let's have some. Fat isn't healthy, which is why I got a gym membership and I'm drinking like 80 ounces of water a day, and I'm really taking my life back because I don't want to be like these fat bitches walking around acting like 15 layers of a stomach is attractive. It isn't. We've had COVID. We got to come out of the COVID mindset. We got to be around people, which is why I got a gym membership, right? I have a Peloton too in our apartment, so I'm definitely going to be back on that. I'm also part of Tone It Up as well. So between the Peloton, Tone It Up, and the actual gym at Anytime Fitness, I'm getting my life back. I'm getting my health back. I'm drinking water. I'm eating fruit. I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do. Vegetables. It's just all like a variety of healthiness, and I want that back. Fat isn't cute. Like, it isn't. And the idea that we want to act like fat is okay, is fat going to be okay when you get diabetes? Is fat going to be okay when you have a heart attack? Is being overweight going to be beautiful when you die? Is it? Because how's that going to work? I don't know how it's going to work, but it's not going to be good. I can tell you that much. Next part of the conversation, let's move into the main part of the conversation. Thank you for sipping some of that tea with me. Fat isn't healthy. You should be on a treadmill. You should walk every day. You should drink water, and you shouldn't deny reality. If you're overweight, you need to become underweight. You need to be the weight you're supposed to be so you can live a healthy life, so you can run, so you can chase your kids, so you can enjoy your life and live longer and live stronger. Because if you're not in good health, you're going to die horribly and in pain. Next part of our conversation, face your fears. Sometimes it's difficult for us to take fear and eat it. Sometimes it's difficult for us to face something that is difficult. But in this past recent week, I've come to the conclusion that I can't live my life not saying how I feel and waiting. Like waiting to the end to tell somebody something. If someone isn't treating you the way you should be treated, then you need to make that known and you need to try to solve the situation. That's all you can do. But you can't just sit there and just allow somebody to keep stepping on you, or you can't have a situation where you allow somebody to make you feel a certain kind of a way. So face your fears head to head, and don't let your fear conquer your life. The war on wages, the wages aren't going up, but the price of everything else is going up and you can't afford it. So the war on wages is people aren't actually paying you your worth. Like, I feel like at my job, like, I'm definitely not getting paid for all the stuff I do. But I feel like a lot of people probably feel like that. In some ways, you kind of have to earn, like, and show that you want to get a raise, or you want to be a part of growing with a company. And that is important. But some of these jobs, like, their starting salaries aren't enough for survival. Like, that's what I'm saying. They're not enough for survival. I don't even know if $40,000 is enough for survival. And anything under that is barely matching that. Do you know how much an apartment costs? A normal regular apartment is like $1,500. Like, if we're talking about New York, we're talking about $2,500. Like, the price of everything has just risen erratically, and it's insane. So I don't know what to tell you. There's a war on wages, and no one's paying attention to it. We are going in the worst recession we have ever been in. It's coming. If you thought 2008 was bad, this is going to be worse. What retirement? Why am I saying that? Unless you've got a 401k, you better get ready for there not to be any Social Security, because it's not going to exist by the time I'm old, okay? You know what? It's not going to exist. It's going to be zeroed out. Have you been paying attention to the amount of money that's in that? Do you really think how is that going to sustain itself and last forever? I'm really fucking irritated with the idea that you're taking money out of my checks that I'm never going to see. That really irritates me, but okay. And I know people are always like, they have to save the Social Security for retirement, but they don't have to do that for young people that are like millennials. They don't. And Generation Free or Z or whatever you want to call them, they aren't getting anything either. I mean, these motherfuckers don't even have jobs. They all think they're going to go viral on TikTok. And they all don't know that China is watching. So, retirement. Some of these idiots don't even understand that you got to work at a job a certain amount of years to get the damn retirement. Like, seriously, there's no place like home. And honestly, I used to be a person that always wanted to do something or go somewhere. But seriously, I like being in a house. I like hanging out with my family. I like being comfortable. And I like relaxing. And I like being in my own house. Like, I feel like we should all love our home to an extent. And there's no place like it, because you can have your hair whatever way you want. You can wear whatever comfy clothes you want. You can put fuzzy socks on or not put fuzzy socks on. You can really just be whatever way you want to be at home that you can't really be anywhere else. Because at work, you can't just hang out with some shorts on and a t-shirt. Like, I mean, unless you work from home and you're lucky enough to have that. But home is where the heart should be. Retail is a ripoff. So I don't know. I've been feeling iffy about retail, bro. Like, and we've been talking about it. My coworker brought something up called Daily Look, and there's this other one. It's not Daily Look, but it's another option if you want to buy things online. Let me give you the name of the other one. Stitch Fix. That's the other one I was thinking about. I'm thinking I'm going to start doing that because I don't really like shopping anymore. It's just gotten to the point where I feel like I don't want to pay all this money for some shit I'm probably going to wear one time and then have in my closet and never look at. 2, am I really getting my value? I do have a membership to Just Fab, so it's like $39.99 a month, and then I can get like one pair of shoes. But I pretty much wait till they have like a 90% off sale, and then I buy all the shoes I want, and I have coupons because I'm like an elite member. So literally that's the thing I like to do with them. I really think I'd rather just have like a monthly membership. There's something called Simply Fit. And yeah, my coworker told me about it, so I'm definitely doing that. I'm not excited about clothes shopping anymore, and it's really not doing it for me. Like, I don't know, I'm more of like a Nordstrom, like Macy's kind of a person. I don't really like stores outside of that. I mean, TJ Maxx is fine. They have the Lord and Taylor store, the Taylor store. There's some stores that are okay, but like there really isn't a store that I love that I feel like I can always find stuff in. So I really think I'm going to adapt to like doing more online. Yes, you can defeat the odds and you can conquer anything. And yes, you can come on the other side of that. You don't always have to be negative and thinking you can't do things. Why do you have to feel like that? Smile. You're amazing. You're amazing every day, right now, and always. Moving into watching things. Late Night is owned by Greg Gutfield, and he is absolutely hilarious. Me and Skip watch him every night at 11 o'clock on Fox News, and he is just funny. I like listening to someone that's just like has a little mixture of like dark humor and I don't give a fuck humor too. Like I love comedians and I like the idea of laughing, right? At the end of the night, I want something to take my mind away from my day at work and I want to laugh and I want to have a good damn time. And that's what Greg Gutfield does for me. He gives me laughter I can't get anywhere else. Deep dive into Midnight Club. What was up with the ending of that? I just felt like seriously, that's how it ended. It just irritated me. I don't get it. How did that happen? And is there going to be another season? And if there is going to be another season, what is it going to be like? It just, some of these Netflix shows, the way they end, they just piss me off. And this was definitely one of them. AEW pay-per-view. Dude, if you didn't watch that, you missed out. It was so fun. There were so many different layers and levels to it. And AEW is not like WWE. It's different. I feel like it's more violent. And for me, like I was on the edge of the couch, dude. Like I was legitimately on the edge of the couch watching this. Like what's gonna happen next? That's what it felt like. I could watch that again. It was a couple of hours, but dude, literally, I want to watch it again. Endings. I don't know. Maybe that's good. We'll see if we like it. Netflix shows. There's a lot of new things coming to Netflix. And also there's things leaving. So really you got to take a second, go on Netflix and see what you like and see what you don't like. I don't recommend Midnight Club. Don't even bother watching that. Skip it. Why is True Blood on TNT? Are they so lame that they're running out of their own things to come out with that HBO is just selling like that to TNT? If that's an HBO original, why is that on TNT? I don't get it. Question mark, which you can visually see in this podcast right now. I'm just going to leave that with a question mark because it doesn't make any sense to me and I don't get it. Moving into food with Veekstar. Thanks for tuning into this Veekstar part of the pod. Should I order javy? Now, javy is this like this almost like can of like coffee concentrate that you can pour into water, milk, whatever you want. And you mix it and you basically make your own cold brew, right? And the question is, should I order it? I think I'm going to start ordering that instead of coffee because for $50 a month, right, I get 4 of these jars of it and then I can basically do whatever I want. I'm tired of spending all my money at Starbucks and $6 a day times 5 is like $40 a week and I'm just over it. And we are in a recession and baby girl got to get her life right. And you know what's not getting her life right? That. Spending all that money on coffee. And honestly, I don't even really like coffee like that. So here, I can make cold brews, and if I want to drink it, I can, and if I don't, whatever. But like $50 a month is better than $40 a week. That's how I'm looking at that, and I think like it's going to save me money, so I'm excited about that. Blend Jet. There's all these different flavors of Blend Jet. They have their own protein. I'm really getting back into that too. I found all these flavors I want. I think I'm going to do the monthly flavors and the coffee flavors. In between that and javy, that's going to be breakfast and somewhat of a dinner because I'm going back to the Herbalife lifestyle I had where I'd only eat 1 meal a day and I drink 2 shakes. And I'm going back to that, so I'm excited. Portion control. Portion control is extremely important. You don't want to overeat and you don't want to undereat. You want to eat the correct amount of food, the correct portion, so you're full, but you're not too overfull. And you also want to eat enough so you actually feel full, not like you're hungry and you're going to want to snack later. You want to be making sure like you're having a serving of vegetables and a serving of meat and something else. You don't always want to just have carbs either. I'm not saying you can't eat carbs. I'm going to try to cut out as many carbs as I can. I have been doing that and I'm just going to continue it. But you want to have a variety of food on your plate and you want to make sure that it's the correct portion. You can get one of those plates and measure everything out, or you can just do it by eye. I kind of just go with it by eye. No meat Fridays because of Lent. And so far, so good. One week we had fish, and then we had Pizza Hut. I had the veggie, and it was really good. I really, really, really enjoyed it. I'm excited to see what's next, and I'm excited to decipher if I like it. Whatever we do. The veggie pizza at Pizza Hut was delicious. Really all the pizzas at Pizza Hut is delicious. Pizza Hut was definitely a fave. I was sad when it left. I'm glad we have one actual pizza. Quick and tasty. That's what I'm looking for like weeknight meals. Something that's not going to take a long time. Sheet pan cooking, one pan cooking, something like stir fries. Things that you can make very easily, very quickly, flavorful, and healthy. Tomato and burato pasta. Oh my God. You chop up the tomato. You chop up some garlic. You chop up some like peppers. You add like some like tomato, like crushed tomatoes into that too. You add in some heavy cream. You add in some like cilantro. Mix that. Add some spinach into that. Then you're gonna add some Gouda or some feta and some mozzarella. Mix that together. Oh my God. You can tap that on any pasta you want. Honestly, I'd go vegan pasta because it doesn't have anything in it. And you know how I feel about carbs. So I'm trying to find other ways to eat pasta. There is other pasta, but you have to order it. So I do advise that. Order it. Avocado egg roll. And I know you're like, what? Yes, an avocado egg roll. Not an actual egg roll, but like egg in a roll. So you take an egg, you take an avocado, and you can take a piece of bacon or whatever you want. You take a little wrap. You could do the no carb wrap it up in that. Get some oil, put it in your one pan, and then put that in the one pan, let it fry up a little, and you just made yourself breakfast. Delicious. Okay, let's do this. Anyways, it is the end of the pod. Thank you for tuning in to this Monday edition of Born to Be a Star. I hope you have an egg roll. I hope that you tune into some fun things to look at, especially on Netflix. And I hope that you know you're a star wherever you are. Today is just another day and another opportunity for you to seek out what you want and to chase your dreams. And don't be scared. Face your fear. Feel alive. Be in this moment. You are a star. And I'll see you tomorrow on Tuesday. Bye.